Well, hello everybody. Hope everybody's good today. I hope I'm on time. I looked down and said, "Whoops." Hello, Mac. How you doing? Good to see you. It looks like you may be the only one here right now. I'm We'll wait a couple of minutes and see if we have any more that come in here. Um, it is 7 o'clock, 7:02. Um, hope everybody is doing good today. I was actually, maybe a few people when I was going to check over here. Hey, everybody, glad that you're doing good. Uh, Lake Superior, Chai Bug. I figured maybe some of y'all might be watching the draft tonight. I know that we don't really keep up with a lot of it, but we do. I did want to see if Bryce Young from Alabama was overall pick. Um, I um, haven't heard yet. Of course, I think it started at 6 or 7. Um, Let me see here. I want to just put it on there and see if I hope he does. Anyway, I'm recording it either way. Um, Lake Superior, you retired from your job today. Well, congratulations. I can tell you this, that being retired is great. It took me about 6 months to a year to get used to it because I went from having a job where I had responsibility and working at a different type of job, law enforcement, um, to not working at all. So it was really Sleuth Mom. Glad to see you here. Um, uh, it was just a very, very hard thing to get used to. Let's just say. Uh, Tonight, we want to discuss a few things. Want to remind everybody these poor folks are still missing. Right here, uh, off the coast of Mexico, they were left the Mexican coast en route to Cabo St. Lucas to Provision, and then they were going to San Diego. So they were within range of VHF and within range of email and probably cell phone. And sure, they had really rough weather. They said that some people are saying they might have had 20-foot seas and they may have been real bad winds, but this is the type of boat they were in. Could have easily taken those seas, could have easily, that boat itself, or not that boat in particular, but boats like made by the same company, have done circumnavigation of the world. So this is not some little day sailor. Um, I had sailed a boat myself. I had my own 27-foot Catalina, not Catalina, but 27-foot boat before, and I can't even think of the name of it now. But mine would have been what you call a river or bay, or maybe close in ocean sailor. It was not a boat like this. This boat could go anywhere in the world. So they're missing. A lot of people have been looking for them. They've been missing since the 4th of April. So we're just hoping and praying that they are found alive. No, the boat itself probably wouldn't have sank. It might have flipped over upside down. They supposedly had the EPIRB and a bunch of other safety equipment, a lifeboat, but so far the Navy and Mexico Navy and our Coast Guard have not found them. So don't understand that. Hope everybody is doing good today. We have uh, pretty pretty good case to go over today. We got two of them actually. Beach Bum sent me one that I wanted to look up on too, and I looked up on it today. The first one we want to talk about here is a search intensifies for a missing mom of two that vanished under suspicious circumstances. And when you read that, you automatically say that the husband or boyfriend is the suspect, and I'm sure he is because they were in some type of custody issue. He did not have custody of the children, and I think he was in some type of custody issue. Uh, this girl, Madeline Kingsbury, 26, was last seen on March the 31st after she and the father of the children, 5 and 2, dropped the kids off at daycare before returning home. And I'll read most of this, but basically you can see on here the mail just says, well, she just went out and never returned. But let's see, police in Minnesota are racing to find the mother of two who had been missing for nearly a week under what they call suspicious circumstances. Madeline Jane Kingsbury, 26, was last seen March 31st after she and her father of her children, 5 and 2, dropped off the kids at daycare before returning home in I want to say it's Winona around 8 a.m., according to the police chief there. The woman's husband told police that he left the house in Kingsbury dark blue minivan around 10 a.m. and came back later that day to find that she wasn't there. Well, he could have went out and did something to her in that van. Kingsbury didn't arrive home that morning either. Kingsbury didn't arrive home that morning either. I don't know how that is. And her family's numerous calls and texts were unanswered, said the press release. All extremely out of character for her. We believe Maddie's disappearance is involuntary, suspicious, and we are all concerned for her safety, the chief police says. He's reported that there's nothing that indicates that she left home on foot or in another vehicle. And I want to show you here as soon as I can get this off of this screen. Show you a news report on this. Thing wants to hang up on me today. First, I'm going to show you a couple of pictures of her. Very good looking girl here, young woman. I say girl, is young woman my age. I guess it is a girl. There's one picture, and this is another picture of her. She favors someone to me that might be European in descent, but I don't know. It may just be me. Said police said that they were looking for a van matching that description of Kingsbury 2014 Chrysler Town and Country. And the release states the surveillance vehicle shows a similar vehicle traveling from Winona to the eastern part of Fillmore County during the critical time of 10 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. on the 31st. It's not clear who was behind the wheel at that time. Kingsbury's van was later found parked in a driveway along with her cell phone, wallet, jacket inside the home. It was later found in her driveway. Reports citing police. Since her disappearance, detectives have launched an intensive search for the woman. They're asking local residents, landowners to search for acreage, wooded property, outbuildings, vehicles, trails for anything search underneath their houses and everything because they're afraid what they're going to find. Let me play you this news report here, and then we'll finish up with the rest of this. And I've got another article about this.
Search for a missing mother, last seen more than a week ago. Nearly 2,000 volunteers joining in the effort to find Madeline Kingsbury. Police calling her disappearance suspicious. ABC's Jacqueline Lee is here with more. Jacqueline, good morning.
Janae, good morning. Officials in Minnesota are calling this an endangered missing persons case. The missing mom's family speaking to ABC News, desperate to find her alive. Police receiving hundreds of leads, but still no sign. This morning, the desperate search to find a missing Minnesota mom of 2 who disappeared 8 days ago.
Please help us find Madeline. The children need their mother.
Winona police officials say 26-year-old Maddie Kingsbury's disappearance is suspicious, and they are worried for her safety.
Our department and our law enforcement partners are working relentlessly to find Maddie and determine the circumstances surrounding her disappearance.
Nearly 2,000 volunteers showed up on Friday to help police conduct a massive ground search. Officials pleading with residents to search their properties for signs of the 26-year-old.
Walk your acreage, check your outbuildings, check your vehicles, walk trails, check your cameras for any indications of anything suspicious.
According to police, Maddie was last seen at home last Friday at approximately 8:15 in the morning after dropping her 2 children off with their father at daycare. The father told police he left Maddie's house at about 10 a.m. in her dark blue Chrysler minivan. When he returned later that day, he says she was not home. A minivan resembling hers was seen that same morning, driving along a nearby county road between 10:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Investigators have searched the minivan and Maddie's home. Inside the house, they found her phone and her wallet.
I just was trying not to panic.
Maddie's sister Megan last texted her that morning, and everything seemed fine. The family now offering a $50,000 reward for information on her whereabouts.
We love her, and we could figure out anything and get through anything together. And we want her back, and we're not going to stop.
And police say they don't have any suspects, and there's no indication that Maddie left her house on foot or in another car. The police chief declined to say whether the father is participating in the search and would not comment if he's cooperating with authorities. Gio.
Jacqueline, let's hope they find her. Thank you so much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every.
Well, it was just it's a very sad situation in this one, I have to say there. This is an area that they are searching primarily. I don't know why in regards to Madeline Kingsbury, 26, the Winona police hold on a second. Department is requesting assistance from residents, landowners, and that he talked about it. Check your wooded areas and everything. And I guess that maybe it where that van was last seen in that area, or go by there. Maybe they had some information about that, you know. Said those were surveillance cameras that also urged to review the footage. Like if you got a Ring camera or whatever, they're asking to review the footage. I mean, anything. It could be people could turn up, you know, any way they could turn up. Kingsbury's sister said the siblings, they want a safe return during their press conference. Please help us find her. Her children need her. And I think that is, if she is being held alive, they're trying to personalize it more. But unfortunately, in these situations, it doesn't look like that might happen. You would hope and pray that, but $50,000 reward for information in this case, and they're not even saying that information leads to an arrest. They're just saying a $50,000 reward. See, our hearts go out to the family and everyone to bring her home safe. She's described as 5'4" tall, 135 pounds, brown hair, hazel eyes. So she's a little bitty girl. My mother was 5'2", so I can attest to being how small that is. I could look right over the top of her head. And here's a little itinerary on her. What happened? Madeline and her partner dropped off their kids at daycare at 8 a.m. 8:15, a dark blue 2014 Chrysler Town and Country minivan drives and returns to the residence. Madeline doesn't show up for work at the Mayo Clinic, something Chief Williams says is very unlike her. 10 o'clock, Madeline's partner tells police he left the residence in her van, returned later in that day, and she was gone. Police say there's nothing to suggest she left on foot or in another vehicle. From 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., investigators believe the van, similar to Madeline's, was seen driving County Road 12 and Highway 43 in Walnut County, and then Highway 43 in the eastern Fillmore County. The van was later found in the driveway of a residence. So if her husband had anything, or boyfriend or whatever he was, had anything to do with this, he had from 10 o'clock to about 1:30 to do it. So you can imagine what police I know are investigating that. Based on the van, they believe, based on all said, investigators searched both the vehicle and the residence location, phone, jacket, wallets, an ID of her was found. Based on all of this, they believe her disappearance was involuntary, suspicious, and all concerned for her safety. Law enforcement have searched the area of Kingsbury's residence and all 43, Winona and Fillmore County on foot, by vehicle, on water, and by air. And many volunteers have helped in this. And there was pictures itself of just huge amount of volunteers. And they asked that you check your all the video associated with your house and around your area. This is the father of the children and her partner. This is one picture of him. They're in a jacket looking downward. And here's another picture. Apparently he is a pilot. And, you never know. You just never know what's in somebody's mind for sure. Here is his statement. He released a statement he has hired an attorney. And the thing is, you can't actually blame. Some people say automatically that if they hire an attorney, that that's him. That he is guilty just cause you hire an attorney. That doesn't mean anything. Hiring an attorney is protecting your rights, and protecting you from being maybe falsely accused. I don't think that's anything to that. It may have been a little early. It makes it look like he's guilty for sure. But over the course of the last 12 days, my family and I are subject to a myriad of accusations regarding the disappearance of the mother of my children, Maddie Kingsbury. During the last 12 days, I've cooperated with law enforcement at every turn, including sitting down for multiple interviews with the Winona County law enforcement. I did not have. Hold on one second. Oh, we're break in here, and I know his break in is very serious. I'm gonna finish this first. I want the mother of my 5-year-old. He said it doesn't have anything to do with her disappearance. I want the mother of my 5 and 2-year-old to be found and brought home safely. I want that more than anything. Law enforcement advised me on April 2nd that they would not recommend I attend the press conference or that I assist with the searches. Now, this has been contradicted by some law enforcement saying that they never said for him not to help with the searches. So I don't know. But you get this. If he does set with the search, and if he did find them deceased, they may say, some accusations might come in there. But I'm telling you, if my kids, my wife, anybody's missing, I'm gonna be out there. I don't care what law enforcement says. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. However, my non-attendance and silence has been inferred by many as a sign of apathy or worse. That could not be further from the truth. I want Maddie home and for her to be able to be with our 2 children. God bless the Kingsbury family and please bring her home safely. Uh, you know, one thing about this statement that I noticed, he never says, I love you, Maddie. I love her. He never says, expresses any type of love about her, and anything about talking to her like she's not in the presence. Let me play this other clip here.
Tonight, we are hearing from the family of Maddie Kingsbury, the Winona mother who's been missing now for 12 days. Also new tonight, information on the father of her children and a brewing custody battle. Lou Ragoose joins us with more. Lou?
Well, Julie, Adam Fravel, who was Maddie's boyfriend, has an attorney who says the father of the children is cooperating. But child protection workers have taken their 2 kids from his care against his wishes.
So please help us find Madeline. The children need their mother.
Now 12 days into their living nightmare, the family of missing 26-year-old mother of 2, Maddie Kingsbury, is staying focused.
We're very determined to find her.
Maddie's sister Megan, speaking from the Winona area where Maddie made her home after graduating from college.
We don't want Madeline to become a statistic. We don't want to be wondering 5, 10, 20 years from now where she's at. We don't want her to remain a missing person.
More than 2,000 people searched for Maddie Friday and Saturday. Winona police say she was last seen Friday, March 31st with her boyfriend, Adam Fravel, dropping off their 2 kids at daycare in her minivan. Fravel told police they came home, he left in that van, and when he got home, Maddie was gone.
Obviously, he's missing the mother of his 2 children.
Fravel has hired an attorney who says he's been cooperative in the investigation.
Adam has been consistent with law enforcement from the first time he sat down with them that he didn't have anything to do with Maddie's disappearance. These are the mother of his 2 children, obviously. He wants her home safe.
According to court documents, Fravel does not have custodial rights to the 2 children. And on April 4th, police and child protection workers...
Hold on one second. My dog cut off the thing here. I was having to move them around. Grace's.
Tonight, we are hearing from the family of Maddie Kingsbury, the Winona mother who's been missing now for 12 days. Also new tonight, information on the father of her children.
I don't want to go over that again. Perhaps it was just, the idea of him, he's got an attorney. He says basically that he wants her home, and her family is very, very scared that she is going to become one of these missing people that are never found again. And that, we've talked about that in the past, and how people just wonder, what happened to them. The kids have wondered too, what happened to him? What happened? That he was not a custodial parent. Apparently, that's basically, and I'll play, if y'all really want to see the end of this, I will play it. What the kids, the way I understand it, the kids were taken out of the home at one time because there might have been some illegal activity there. So, excuse me, that's what they were, what was involved. But anyway, we just hope and keep up with this one and see if she's at least taken, has basically, using their plane to run drugs. It may have been. I'm going to tell you, I hate to do it because it's going to take a little bit, but I am going to play that whole thing because I believe that the end of this is something that probably needs to be heard. And just bear with me.
Tonight, we are hearing from the family of Maddie Kingsbury, the Winona mother who's been missing now for 12 days. Also new tonight, information on the father of her children and a brewing custody battle. Lou Raguse joins us with more. Lou?
Well, Julie, Adam Fravel, who was Maddie's boyfriend, has an attorney who says the father of the children is cooperating. But child protection workers have taken their 2 kids from his care against his wishes.
So please help us find Madeline. The children need their mother.
Now 12 days into their living nightmare, the family of missing 26-year-old mother of 2, Maddie Kingsbury, is staying focused.
We're very determined to find her.
Maddie's sister Megan, speaking from the Winona area where Maddie made her home after graduating from college.
We don't want Madeline to become a statistic. We don't want to be wondering 5, 10, 20 years from now where she's at. We don't want her to remain a missing person.
More than 2,000 people searched for Maddie Friday and Saturday. Winona police say she was last seen Friday, March 31st with her boyfriend Adam Fravel dropping off their 2 kids at daycare in her minivan. Fravel told police they came home, he left in that van, and when he got home, Maddie was gone.
Obviously, he's missing the mother of his 2 children.
Fravel has hired an attorney who says he's been cooperative in the investigation.
Adam has been consistent with law enforcement from the first time he sat down with them that he didn't have anything to do with Maddie's disappearance. These are the mother of his 2 children. Obviously, he wants her home safe.
According to court documents, Fravel does not have custodial rights to the 2 children. And on April 4th, police and child protection workers removed the kids from Fravel's home, citing in part the possibility of exposure to criminal activity in the children's home. Fravel is fighting the child protection case in court. His attorney reiterating that Fravel had nothing to do with Maddie's disappearance.
Law enforcement, I hope, is keeping an open mind in the investigation. And like I said, Adam has been cooperative with law enforcement and will continue to be so.
Adam Fravel even released a statement today, again saying that he had nothing to do with Maddie's disappearance. And in it, he also said that police asked him not to attend the press conference or help in the searches. But a BCA spokesperson this afternoon told me that she's not aware of anyone in law enforcement telling Fravel that. Julie?
All right. Thank you, Lou. Law enforcement says they're receiving.
Well, right there you see that there's some contrary there. The kids were taken out of his home. He could have been running drugs, could have been doing drugs. That's what I think probably is. He could have been caught, the kids may have said, yeah, daddy's doing drugs or whatever. And, or the mother may have discovered that, drugs when she went over to pick the kids up or after the police picked them up. I'm sure the police went over with the mother on what they, believe was involving in the home, and that's why they took him out. So that's what I think. That's what I think happened. But anyway, it's I don't understand though if the kids were taken out of the home, what the mother and the father was doing together. I don't understand that. But apparently they are missing. The next case, and this is brought to me by Beach Bum. She sent me this girl missing, and this is one of these whodunit type things. Sheriff's office searching for a missing George County woman, and George County, Mississippi. George County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help to locate a missing woman. The deputies are searching for Kayla Crawford, 31, who last seen at her home on Tannertown Road in Moldova Community on Friday, March 24th. The Sheriff's Office says she may be in the company of a male nicknamed Man. Okay. Um, this is a picture of her. She's got reddish brown hair, and it looks like blue eyes. Says here Crawford had entered as a missing person in the National Crime Information Computer, or NCIC. Any law enforcement officers that may come in contact with her, so that anyone with information on Crawford's whereabouts can call George County Communications Center, and it gives a number there. Information about any information about any missing person or crime can also be reported to anonymous tip at the calling Mississippi Coast Crime Stoppers. And I think Beach Bum, if she's in here, she can tell us. Apparently, this was a case that didn't really have any exposure to the media. There was very little exposure to the media involving this. So it may be something that can be solved by getting that type of information out there. Let me see here. So, you know, we have no idea about the first one that we covered there, the mother. It looks like to me, if I was to guess, that the suspect that the police was pretty much centering in on is the children's father. I don't know if they're married or not, but I don't. It doesn't appear to be if the kids were taken out of the home, and then they dropped the kids off. I don't know that situation, but and they could have got into a fight argument over the custody situation. They could have anything. Things could have escalated um, to a situation where she might have been hurt or killed and dropped off in that van. Um, I wonder, and I'm pretty sure that the police have custody of the vehicle, and that they would, check out the area real well, see if they could find any evidence that she might have been harmed inside the vehicle. We talked about this several times in the past, probably last year, where a girl was missing from Montgomery County, Alabama, and with that, they searched her car, and in her car, it was found that there was so much blood that they said that it couldn't have been anything but a murder. So they ended up following information up to Auburn, I think, as the girl was kidnapped and killed. But anyway, let's hope they find both of these girls safe and sound. Just never know. It sounds weird that he didn't have custody with them. Why was he with them to start with, in the car with the mother, and then the kids were dropped off, and then she disappears? It almost sounds like, well, everything was fine, the kids were dropped off, and then when they got back home, something happened. Maybe he hit her, she fell, hit her head, he freaked, took her, and that's why they're trying to look in the areas where she might have been dropped off. He didn't have a whole lot of time to hunt for a place, you know what I mean? Not unless he'd been planning it. And what do y'all think? Y'all think that something? I just don't. It does not. It does not sound any. It sounds like he's involved, But by him getting a lawyer, somebody, I think I read something where he was fighting to have his custody restored. So he already had a lawyer kind of in there. So the minute she came missing and they started, questioning him and all this, he might have felt like, hey, I may need to be represented, Uh, using the plane run to, Chabug, I'm telling you, I worked narcotics down on the coast. There was very little chance of a plane getting into that area. Although we had airports out there that wasn't monitored after dark. Pretty much after dark, everybody went home. Could have flown a plane in, but you don't realize how well U.S. Customs and the Air Force and everything, they monitor planes coming in to coastal communities, and everything's monitored. And if you come in straight away without clearing customs, they will have somebody out there checking your plane. I'm telling you. It's not, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not like it was in the old days to the movies where they flew in low, dropped packages off. I mean, they got all kinds of stuff, radar out there right now. But he could have very well been doing drugs in there and selling drugs and doing drugs. I don't know. In case y'all don't know it, Bryce Young of Alabama was the #1 draft choice tonight. He is going to the Carolina Panthers, so he's going to be a team that we are going to be rooting for. We follow Alabama players around, and he was #1 draft pick, instant multi-millionaire tonight, no doubt. Proud for him, really am. Him and the predecessor to him, Jalen Hurts. He got a largest contract ever awarded for an NFL player, $255 million. And he's got an all-female team of agents and everything, too. I think that's pretty cool. You don't need a flight planned if she was dumped in the middle of the water, the evidence gone. Yes, but TS, here's the problem with that. You don't need a flight plan if it is VFR weather. I don't know what the weather was that day, but even if you don't, when you take off, say you take off at night, say from a Mississippi coast there, somewhere down there, flying over he would check in with somebody. He wouldn't have to file a flight plan, but the minute he gets up there into say altitude, he would have to check in with somebody in the area. He would call out, say, Jackson, say, airport, and say, we're VFR and give his call letters, and they would tell him to squawk a certain thing. And a squawk is they put it in their computer and it sends out a beacon. So these air traffic controllers can see them up there. They can, no matter what, they can see the plane. They might not see who it is, but when he took off, even if he didn't squawk and get in contact with him, if he took off from, say, a small airport up there with a plane, they would see him. And then once he crosses the coast out there and does a circle around the coast, he would need to check in because there's too much air traffic. If you go to flight, there's a thing called Flight Tracker, and it's free. You can go over there and look it up and look at the current airplanes in the United States. They're everywhere. So you got to, that's just something you got to do. You got to do it. And plus, they would know too, I'm sure, knowing he's a pilot, they check all the people with the law enforcement, FBI, all that would check everybody in that airport. They would check all these little airports and find out if he had a plane there, where his plane was at, or if he rented a plane that night. And I'm sure that would be, Yeah, squawking is dead, Jack. But you know, even if he didn't, even if say he took off and he flew below radar, they're gonna. If I was in law enforcement, I knew he was a pilot, I would check every single thing around every airport to find out, one, if he had a plane, two, if he rented a plane, and that would be my first thing. Um, we're gonna stay up with that. I tell you what, and the reason, one of the reasons why, big reason why I'm following this case with this boat up there off the coast of Mexico. Um, I just feel for that family, just completely missing these two. All three of the people on that boat were, two of them were Coast Guard certified captains, and the other one had over 60 years of sailing experience. So, I just really, really feel for them having them missing. That's as bad as to me is people turning up missing, because you just never, you don't know. I mean, they're over the sea. It's like that plane, and I've kept up with it. The plane that went missing, um, the flight in Malaysia plane, like that. I just you just wonder what happened to him. What happened to that Malaysia plane, and how would you like to not know? Your your plane, the plane's missing. How would you like to not know about that, but not know what happened to your family? And it's just a very unsettling thing that the that everything is missing, and you don't really know anything. It's like having, and just, I don't know. It's just, if you just, I don't know. It's a very weird. I would feel very weird myself about it if I had some of my family missing and not be able to do it. They didn't get off at the stress call and their EPIRB. If you, a lot of you know, I know y'all know what EPIRB is, but I'm just gonna say it again. A EPIRB is a little thing they mount it, where if it goes upside down, it automatically goes off. Or if it hits water, it automatically goes off. And an EPIRB sends a satellite, it sends a signal to a satellite up in space that gives a beacon at that something, or either a plane that's in distress or a boat's in distress, and that's used all over the world. They even have them now where hikers can wear them on their lapel, and if you get in trouble, you fall down a thing, you break your leg, something happens, get lost, can't find yourself, find where you are, mash a button, and it sends to the EPIRB alert to satellite, and people know where to come get you. See, Mexican news channel said, let's see what just said here. Mexican Navy is suspicious. 3 days later, report major liquid meth bust. Wow. Well, I wouldn't doubt it. And they left out of Sonoma, Salona, or something like that. That is where that Salona cartel operates. But this apparently, where they left from, is a highly area of high amount of sailing vessels, and they everybody says that there's nothing to be 30, 40, 100 maybe sailing vessels out there, and 20 or 30 of them might leave a week, heading off the coast there. So it's not, you don't know. You don't know. I got over on their Facebook page of the family, one of the people looking for them, and I said, look, did they have an EPIRB life raft? And they said yes. I said, what about pirates? And everybody says, no, there's no pirates down in their area. But you really don't know. I personally don't want to go to Mexico right now. I don't. I've been to Mexico on a cruise ship. Sorry about that. We've had rain all day. It's super, super cloudy. We are in Albertville tonight. I'm staying down here. Medina's leaving. I got to get up in the morning at 6 and take her down to Rainbow City, where she's going to Atlanta with her cousins for 2 nights, and then I'm going to pick her up again, and we're going to start up towards Nashville for a week, Sarah son, and then up to Milwaukee. I'm sorry about that. I got kicked completely out. I don't know what the problem is like that. But anyway, a lot of RVers go down to the Baja, and I'm not going down there, and I won't perceive us going down there. Well, listen, we are going to be on, me and Tony going to be on here in about 10 minutes at 8 o'clock. We have, I believe this is the channel to watch us on. If you click on that, I think you can take you over to our channel. Also, this is how it's listed through YouTube. Can't type tonight. I believe you can click that also and go over to us. We have 29 subs. I really would like to get it at about 100 subs. So if you haven't never been over tonight, if you could go over and sub with us, you drop us in a couple weeks if you don't like what we're talking about. We're going to talk about hypnosis tonight. Is it of the devil? That's what we're going to talk about, and we'll be on there in about 12 minutes. Dina's doing some laundry up at our cousin's house here. We're near where we're parked. You don't have to hurry. I'll handle it. But if somebody can click on one of those, click on that YouTube thing I posted there. I'd appreciate it if let me know if it goes to the other live stream. But we hope to see you back here Thursday, and check out our Tuesday night regular videos here that have our what we're going to talk about, and kind of give some insight on what we're talking about. And it just if you can go and check it out and give us some likes or a thumbs up on it, we sure would appreciate it. So we'll catch you on Thursday, and look for our video to come out on Tuesday night at 7. Also, we do about an 8, 9, 10-minute video. Really appreciate it if you check that out. All right. We love y'all, and check out me and Tony in about 10 minutes. Right here in about 10 minutes on the live stream. Have a good night.